What's up, guys? Alan Johnson with the AJ team here, and we are starting to see some shifts in the market. And there's one thing that we talked about in our real estate training with our agents on the AJ team this morning, and it was a race to the bottom is one that you do not want to win. So a race to the bottom is one that you do not want to win. And this is really for sellers to really think about. So I'm going to show you an example of just a real life example. This is a home that I owned. It was here in Dale City. Um, as you can see here, I purchased this home here in 2003 for a really good price, right? So when I tell people when they're selecting a real estate agent that they need someone with experience, it's not just like experience selling homes. It's like how many different markets have you sold homes in, right? So most agents have only sold homes in a market that's only going up, but we're not always in a market that's going up. In fact, we're in a very different market now where the market's kind of going like this, depending on where you are. And you have to have the skills, training, experience, and wisdom to be able to give the right advice to your sellers, right? So this is a home that I bought for this price, great price, right? And then I sold the home 4 years later for that price, right? So bought it at just under 215. If you look here in 2007, everyone knows what was happening in 2007, right? Alan Johnson, that's me, right? I started out with this price here, 395. After about a month, I figured out something was changing in the market, so I made a price adjustment. I made a price adjustment to just under 380. Now, did Alan Johnson want the extra $20,000? Absolutely, Alan Johnson wanted the extra $20,000. But what Alan Johnson didn't want is Alan Johnson didn't want to not get anything for the home. And I'll show you how that quickly happened. So I ended up accepting a closed price, you know, 387 minus almost 12,000 in closing. So almost $20,000, $25,000 less than what I originally listed for, right? So look what happened within a year of this date selling this property. The seller was trying to sell the property at $185,000 and couldn't sell it. Again, 5 months later, tried to sell it at 250, couldn't sell it. Eventually sold it a year and a half later at 215, right? I show you guys that because I want you to understand that as quickly as the market can do this is as quickly as the market can do this. And there are a lot of sellers out there that are trying to get that extra 25,000 when they are risking the lion's share of the equity down here. So for my sellers out there, when we sit down and talk to you about pricing your home and we tell you to price it more aggressively, it's not because we don't want you to get that extra 10, 20, whatever $1,000. It's because we want to make sure that we protect this down here, protect this larger sum of money, right? So when an agent talks to you, right, you got to understand, especially someone who's experienced and someone who's been in this market for a while, it's my job to protect the larger downside as well as also make sure I'm aware of the potential upside that you're trying to get, but trying to make sure that this doesn't risk this, right? So remember, the race to the real estate bottom is a race that you do not want to win. All right. If you're thinking about selling your home, reach out to us, Alan Johnson with the AJ team. Look, you're always going to get the truth from us, right? You're not going to get anything sugar coated. We're going to make sure that you understand it so you can make a smart real estate decision, because in these smart real estate decisions can be pivot points that can put you in good situations. That property that I sold, we ended up taking that money, and when the market did fully correct, we went and bought more real estate that put us in a much better position 20 years later, right? And that's what we always want. We want you guys to always be in good situations, even if it's some things that are uncomfortable now, for you to position yourself better in the future. We'd rather have that conversation, even if it's a tough one. All right, Alan Johnson with the AJ team. You have the dream. We have the address. We'll see you soon.